Welcome to the deep dive. We're jumping straight into what Australian small businesses really need to know about Google Analytics 4.
Huh?
GA4.
Yeah, think of this as your fast track. We've sifted through a pretty comprehensive guide to pull out the essentials for your online success.
Right, so the mission today, get you, the listener, running an Australian small business, up to speed quickly on GA4's must-knows.
Exactly, because, universal analytics, it's not processing data anymore, gone.
Yeah.
So GA4 is now vital for, understanding what's happening online.
Absolutely vital for visibility, for growth. It helps you understand your audience, right? See what content works.
And how your marketing's doing, yeah.
Yeah.
Plus, tracking those really valuable actions, what GA4 calls key events, super important.
And it's built differently too, isn't it? More modern.
Totally. It uses this event-based model. So instead of just sessions, it looks at individual actions, gives you a much more granular view of the customer journey across different devices, too.
Okay, so if someone's listening and thinking, right, I need this, what's the very first step? Where do they begin?
First off, you got to create a Google Analytics account if you don't have one already.
And
then within that account, you create a GA4 property specifically for your business website.
Got it. Any tips for naming these?
Yeah, keep it simple but clear. For the account name, just use your business name. Makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And for the property name, maybe your website address plus the word website, like, mybusiness.com.au website, something like that.
Nice. Straightforward. Okay, account and property created. What about the settings inside? Anything crucial right at the start?
Oh, definitely. Couple of really big ones. First is your reporting time zone. Super important.
For Australian businesses.
You need to select Australia, obviously, and then your specific local time zone. So Australia, Sydney, or Melbourne, or Perth, wherever you are.
And why is that so critical?
Well, it lines up your data with your actual business day.
Mm.
If it's wrong, your daily reports are skewed. You might see spikes at midnight, which is useless.
Ah, right. And changing it later can mess things up.
It can cause weird anomalies in your data, yeah. So best get it right from the get-go. The good news is GA4 handles daylight saving automatically if your zone uses it.
Okay, solid advice. Time zone set. What's next on the configuration list?
Currency, especially if you're doing any e-commerce or tracking goal values.
So for us here, that's AUD.
Select Australian dollar, AUD.
Yeah.
Yep. Then there are options for industry category and business size. These are less critical, but they can help Google tailor some reports for you. Worth filling in.
Okay. And I remember something about objectives.
Yes. Defining your business objectives. This helps GA4 sort of customize the initial reports you see. Think about what you really want your website to do.
Like generate leads or drive sales.
Exactly. Or maybe just understand user behavior better. Selecting these helps focus the initial data. If it's leads, you'd be thinking about, say, contact form tracking early on.
Right. Tailoring it to what success actually means for your specific business. Makes sense. So we've configured these basics. How do we actually, connect the website so GA4 starts seeing data?
Okay, that's done using a data stream. You'll go into your property settings and set up a new stream.
And we choose.
You choose web as the platform, naturally.
Okay.
Then pop in your main website URL, just the main domain usually.
Simple enough.
Then give the stream a clear name, maybe just your website name again. Now, here's the really helpful bit for small businesses.
Oh, yeah.
Enhanced measurement. It's switched on by default.
And what does that do automatically?
A whole bunch of useful stuff. It tracks page views,
Oh,
scrolls, like
useful.
when someone scrolls 90% down a page, clicks on links leaving your site's search usage,
wow. Okay.
engagement with embedded YouTube videos, and file downloads, all automatically. It's a fantastic baseline with zero extra setup.
That is a huge time saver. No coding needed for those common things.
Exactly. You can customize it. There's a little gear icon, but the defaults are pretty good. One quick note for Wix users, though. Go on. You might, just might, need to go into the advanced settings for enhanced measurement and turn off page changes based on browser history events. Sometimes it can cause duplicate page views on Wix. Just something to check.
Good tip. Okay, so enhanced measurement is getting us lots of data. What's the final piece we need from this data stream setup?
The absolute key is your measurement ID. You'll see it right there when you set up the stream.
What does that look like?
It's a code that starts with G and then a mix of letters and numbers. G-something.
And that's what links everything.
Precisely. That ID is the unique connector between your website and this specific GA4 property. You need to copy it accurately.
And you'll use that ID for the actual installation on the website later.
That's right. Whether you use a plugin or a Google Tag Manager or add code manually, you'll need that G-ID. You can always find it again later in the admin section under data streams if you need it.
Okay, let's recap quickly. We've covered setting up the account and property, getting those crucial initial settings right, time zone, currency,
Defining business objectives.
then setting up the web data stream, understanding the power of enhanced measurement for automatic tracking.
And grabbing that all-important measurement ID, that G-code.
That feels like a really solid foundation.
It absolutely is. That's the essential groundwork. The next logical steps, which we're just signposting today, involve actually installing that ID.
Right, getting the code onto your site. You mentioned plugins or integrations are often easiest.
Yeah, for most platforms like WordPress or Shopify, there are easy integrations. Google Tag Manager gives more flexibility if you need it, and manual installation is there, but be careful with code.
And beyond installation.
There are other important configurations in GA4 itself.
Yeah.
Like data retention settings, how long Google keeps the detailed data, filtering out your own team's visits so internal traffic doesn't skew things,
Good one.
and crucially, setting up tracking for those specific key events that match your business goals. The contact form fills, the purchases, the quote request we talked about.
And maybe connecting to Google Search Console for SEO insights.
Definitely connect Search Console. And don't forget your privacy obligations under Australian law. Your privacy policy needs to mention you're using GA4.
Right. Lots to think about after this initial setup.
For sure. So maybe here's the final thought for you to chew on. Now you've got this foundation. What are the specific actions on your website that genuinely mean success for your business? Is it someone downloading a specific guide, watching a demo video all the way through, spending a certain amount? How could you track those as key events to get really deep, actionable insights? What story is your data waiting to tell you?